Hello, Twin Flames, and welcome to the Divine Structure message, the focused reading for Friday. So we're going to use this deck to really bring in a question and see what we need to know today. So thank you, angels. What's the energy, please, for this day? Straight out there. Now, we've already had a really powerful feminine reading, really in depth, and a really powerful masculine reading. And look what we've got now. And I'm sure this came up yesterday or the day before, so very clear the masculine is doing things to move things forward. What is the divine masculine doing to move this connection forward? Now he's actually researching the connection. He's working it all out. He's trying to deal with the triggers around the perception of what the divine masculine is and what he is, or who he is, or what he is or isn't doing. So he's trying to bring in a plan of how he can show you and himself and the world what he really wants and needs. So in other words, he's going to show you that you can believe in him and trust him and know that he is genuine about the way he feels and the changes he intends to make. Now I'm seeing this as the stag looking up. Now the stag is the promise of union. So the masculine is promising you union. So if you haven't seen the stag before, I feel you're going to see it. Okay, you're going to see the stag. It doesn't mean you're going to see one in your real world. You may do. But you're more likely to see it in a show or a film or somewhere out and about. You're going to see a stag because that's the promise of your union. But your masculine is looking up. Why? Because he's becoming the eagle. The eagle is a symbol of the new me. The way he's saying to you, I'm coming home. I'm coming into land. So he's looking up for answers. He's trying to find guidance. He may be finding guidance on the internet. He may be researching what this connection is out there, but he's looking up there for the answers to try and understand this connection with source, his power. So they just blocked my throat chakra as well, wow, because what the divine masculine does to help the connection move forward is stop talking. Silence, stillness. Now, it's really powerful because, again, they're guiding me to just bring in this card before I carry on. You know, our soul sister Gudi Rosehill, she's got her own channel, she's amazing. She gifted me this gorgeous deck, and the card that came up in the feminine reading today, and I was guided to bring it up in the masculine reading, and again now, because it's called Parrot Guidance, the angels are making sure you understand that the silence helps the connection to move forward. The separation helps the connection to move forward. If your masculine is ghosting, blocking or being a bit crazy with his energy back and forth, it's actually helping things to move forward because it's called sacred silence. Silence of speech, when it's mute or there's nothing being said, leads to the silence of the mind, leads to absolute silence, and it's in the depths of the silence where the voice of God can be heard. So the real message you need to hear is, if your masculine isn't communicating, it's moving things forward. And you have to see it that way instead of blaming them or thinking something's wrong or taking everything personally or thinking you've done something wrong or something needs to change. In the silence, the magic happens. Now, they're guiding me to use angel cards. So I want to bring in the Angel Therapy Oracle cards because your masculine is a spiritual being too. So how are they moving this connection forward? How are they moving the connection forward? Thank you, angels. How are they moving the connection forward? We've got Earth Angel. Says you are a light worker who has come to Earth to teach about love. So they are realizing that they are here for a reason. Now, the masculines may not call themselves Earth Angels, especially if they are a guy. Because, what you have to understand is if your masculine is a woman, they're going to feel more sensitive. They're going to feel more in tune with the Earth Angel energy and service. And, even when they are operating as their divine masculine self, they're going to feel very connected with certain things. They're going to have that bond there with the other realms. They're going to be very in tune with things. Whereas if the masculine is a guy, okay, it doesn't matter if you're in a same-sex connection or a straight connection. If your masculine is a guy, they're going to feel that certain things like the label Earth Angel or Light Worker, they're giving me fear around that. It's bringing in fear around this about helping or spiritually helping or being a spiritual guide. They may see it as something that isn't manly. And I'm not saying that all that way, but this is what they give me and I have to channel it. So he's realising by looking up that he is actually connected with angels while he walks the earth. And he's realising he has work to do, and that work is connected with the light, it's connected with heaven, it's connected with the spiritual realms. And that's why he's come to teach about love, to learn about love and to teach about love. And he's realising through his time in the silence or the solitude where he's researching everything, he's realising that you are here to teach him to breathe again and be his true self, but also to learn and teach love, because he knows you're his greatest teacher. And he sees you, divine feminine, as an earth angel. So I'm seeing this as really the masculine's learning about the self, but he's also realising in the silence that you are this beautiful goddess, this earth angel. Again, it doesn't matter if you are the divine feminine and you are a man or a woman. You are this guide, this light, this healer. You help your twin to find their way and do their work. And that's what he's working out too. I'm also going to bring in the angel dreams, because we know right now the masculine is doing a lot of sleeping. Now, I feel they're struggling to rise, and what that means is they're struggling to get up in the morning. And it doesn't matter if they've had a good night's sleep or they haven't slept well at all. They don't want to wake up because they're dreaming about you. And they're working things out in dreams. You know, they're being shown things. They're going to the earthly kind of dream school to learn. You know, they're going to the other realms and whatever they're doing. And they don't really want to wake up, because they've got to then live their life, face reality, go to work, you know, pay the bills, whatever they're doing. Their day-to-day routine is very mundane, boring, and, you know, annoying to them, because they want to be in the adventure land. The adventure land is with you, divine feminine. So it's like he's saying, I'm struggling to rise. So he has to find the strength to actually get up in the morning. It's not that he isn't rising. Rising, I'm talking about raising the vibration, rising into who he is. He's doing that, but he's struggling to actually get out of bed. So let's see what he may be going through in dreams right now, or what's happening to move the connection forward. So I definitely feel sleep and dreams are helping the connection to move forward. So don't feel like your twin is lazy if he's having a lie-in, or because he's being rejuvenated. You know, my masculine is doing the same right now. You know, he's going through a lot of purging and releasing in dreams. He's even told me he's having crazy dreams as well, because there's purging going on. So we've got water. So what I feel the masculine is doing to help the connection move forward is he's drinking more water. He's maybe sobering up and clearing his mind, but he's allowing himself to feel his emotions. Now, this really resonates with Pisces energy, because Pisces energy is about deepness and, you know, going within and finding things out. And he wants to initiate communication. So what he's doing is he wants to initiate or come forward or take the lead. He wants to be responsible for his own actions. And we've got rejuvenation. So he's also rejuvenating things. So he's being rejuvenated through sleep, through drinking more water, by having this silence. So he's able to initiate contact in a very emotional way, and also to replenish his energy. You know, look at the sunlight there, to replenish his energy. We've got high council, evolution, information, potential. So he's gathering all the information, and that information is coming to him in many ways. The high council, whether this is ascended masters, angels, his higher self, is helping him to gather what he needs for his own evolution, for his own transformation as a stag. And the potential is that this journey has potential to move forward in a higher way, to bring in power, strength, determination. And there's someone at the door. They're just putting a delivery in the door there. So deliveries, okay, deliveries, things coming to you, power. So evolution, information, potential. So he wants to be able to evolve enough so he's able to speak his truth and share the information with you that he's actually been learning and understanding about. And there's potential there for the connection. So this is happening, opportunities. And we've got obsidian, and this is really powerful because for the feminines today, we got red jasper coming out. I've spoke about red jasper. Now it's a very balancing stone. It's a warrior stone. And we've got obsidian for the masculines. So what they are doing is they are grounding themselves. They are shielding themselves. They're realizing what the void is. The void is what's missing, what feels like a hole in their heart or their self, and that's you. They miss you, spending time with you, and this is what they realize in the silence. So the silence, the separation, allows them to ground and heal and feel, and they may even be around or using obsidian, whether they are aware of it or not. Very, very powerful. A lot of healing energy here as well. So what else are they doing to move the connection forward? So I'm going to use the Romance Angels cards, and I'm going to bring in the Angels of Abundance because, the masculines also focus on money and work and the material things. So what are the masculines doing to help the connection? They're starting to keep an open mind. It says, your soulmate, and remember, they may not be aware of the label twin flames, even though they are starting to understand this. Your soulmate, you, may differ from your usual type and expectation. So what I'm feeling with this is, sometimes there is something within the connection that needs to be healed. And it's a way that we show the world there's nothing wrong. So in other words, we are as twin flames, pioneers of truth and leaders of the light. So usually there's a difference. It could be an age gap. That's a big one with twin flames, where usually the woman is the older one and the male is the younger one, or depending on, what the connection is and the dynamic of it, the masculine is the younger one and the feminine is the older one. And it can also be connected if there's no age gap with spiritual maturity. The feminine can be very superior with the spiritual knowledge that he or she has, whereas the masculine may not really be awake yet or is trying to understand. There could be a difference in race or, where you live or religious backgrounds or wealth. There's many, many things that come in because we prove to ourselves and the world as twin flames that love has the power to conquer all and achieve great things. So what your masculine is saying, we may differ. In other words, there may be differences between you, which whatever they may be, but he's learning to understand them and respect them and accept them. And it's never the fact that he feels bad about them. It's not like he goes, oh, you're too old or anything like that. He's looking at his own self and his own insecurities and thinking, why do you want me? Why? So he's saying, I realise by me keeping an open mind that we have differences for a reason, and you are different to anyone I've ever been with before. And this isn't just about, the way things are different between you. It's also the way that he feels differently about you than he has about anyone else. So he's never loved anyone the way he loves you. He's never wanted anyone the way he loves you. He's never desired anyone, cared for anyone, wanted to be heard like he is with you. In other words, he cares what you think. Your opinion matters. So he's never really felt that way, and that's why it's an insecurity, and he has to step out of his comfort zone, because sometimes it's easier to be in a situation where he's not feeling vulnerable, and you bring everything up in him to be healed. So he's saying, what I'm doing to help this move forward is I'm keeping an open mind about the differences between us, but I'm also realising that this love is unlike anything I've ever felt. Isn't that powerful? Now, connecting with money or work or, anything to do with career, we've got donations, tithing and charity work. So what I feel he's doing to move this connection forward is he's becoming more giving. Okay, he's becoming more giving. Now, the masculines struggle with giving. Well, they struggle with giving because they struggle with receiving. If he's pushing you away or rejecting you, it's because he's rejecting himself. He's pushing away himself. He wants to be able to give, because when we give, we receive. Now, in union, you'll give and receive equally. Me and George give and receive equally in the connection. In other words, if I give him love or give him time or give him a gift, or he will always return it in a different way, or in, a loving way, or he'll give something to me without me having to ask. Whereas before union, before surrender to union, it can be the feminine giving and the masculine not really even being able to take, because they're not able to, feel worthy enough to do that. So what he's doing right now in his life is starting to give, because that's showing him not only is he an earth angel and a light worker, and he's come here to give of himself, but he's starting to be in a more receptive energy. So donations, tithing and charitable work is his way of being able to open up. So give joyfully to the organisations and people who spiritually support and inspire you, and know that your generosity will be returned to you manyfold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money or other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. So I feel he's learning how to give through things he's doing. Okay, and you may not even be aware that he's doing these things. It could be donating clothes to charity, it could be donating money, it could be giving help, time, support in some other way. He's doing something that's making him feel more open to giving. Isn't that powerful? And I'm going to use one more deck. Let me see what else I can use. Let's bring in the messages from your angels. So what else is he doing to move this forward? So the first card coming up is Rochelle. As you honour and follow the guidance of your heart, prosperity is coming to you now. So he's honouring and following the guidance of his heart, his intuition, what he's being guided to do. And that's going to lead to prosperity. And we've got Akasha. You are a spiritual teacher. You have the ability to counsel others and help them awaken their spiritual gifts and their divine life mission. So he's starting to be open to the fact that he's an earth angel, the fact that he can help others and give advice and, use his spiritual gifts. So some of the masculines are already tapping in with this, doing their own tarot cards or using crystals, maybe obsidian crystal, or doing other things. And, these are things going on behind the scenes. Even if you feel like your masculine is a manly man and all he does is go to the gym, he's definitely being counselled in some way, or he's being helped. He may have a conversation at the gym that's very spiritual. So remember, you have to look and think outside the box, okay? Because everyone's masculine is different. And we've got Melina. You are confused and indecisive because you do not have enough information. Do research or seek expert advice before making a decision. So he's saying, I want to make a decision to move this forward, but right now I'm gathering all the information. And the Merlin energy is about the magician, taking control, making things happen. And he may be feeling confused and indecisive because he needs to understand. So just like we had earlier today in the masculine reading, he's saying to you, I am researching this connection about twin flames, and I want you to get to know me, not the perception of me as a divine masculine who lets you down and hurts you all the time, but the real me. And I'm working on making that happen in the silence. And that's what you need to know. I hope this helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.